Good Friday morning to you all. Hopefully you guys are doing great. I am on my way home, so you just get this crazy black background. We got a Watchmen update for you all. We got a major trade news coming on the China front. Trade talks look like they're starting to move forward finally. A car transport ship is on fire out in the Pacific. Looks like electric cars may have started it. We got interest rates being cut out in Europe. U.S. trade deficit cutting or dropping in April. The tariffs seem to be working. This is interesting. And another blow to Harvard. We got that. Plus, Watchmen reports, including 3 months to get a garage door. That is shocking and quite disappointing. We got that and a whole lot more. Let's get into it. Welcome to the Poplar Report. I'm Steve Poplar. I'm an accountant by trade. And these are your updates that you guys are sending in from all over. If you have something to share with the group, make sure you use the word update somewhere in your comment. That gets it to the right place. And we do want to thank our sponsor, Genesis Gold Group. If you have a retirement account, like an IRA or 401k, and you want to put gold, silver, or platinum in it instead of stocks and other risky things, then Jonathan and his team would love to talk to you. They've been doing a fantastic job for 3 years with folks from this channel, and I'm just hearing nothing but good things from you guys about them. They treat people well, so that's no obligation to move forward, but there'll be a link at the end of the video if you want to find out some more. All right, President Trump and President Xi of China apparently held a phone call yesterday. Stocks reacted positively to this development, so that's good news, and that was being leaked basically from the Chinese media that this happened, and later in the day we then found out that President Trump and his team announced that the Chinese and United States trade delegations would actually be meeting shortly. So this is good news. They've been meeting. We have pictures. We have proof that they have been meeting already. But this is a very much a respect thing, or I don't know. China just doesn't want to be seen as being in negotiations unless there's a deal already done. So that's happening. So this indicates now that they're ready to talk about it, that they probably have a deal or very close to a deal hammered out. The Morning Midas out in the Pacific Ocean is on fire and has been, it's a cargo ship loaded with about 3,000 vehicles, shuttling them from China, I believe, over to Mexico. Caught fire yesterday. It included 750 Chinese vehicles with batteries on them. That's hybrid vehicles as well as battery electric vehicles. 750 of them. So the 22 crewmen were like, enough of this. They evacuated, and basically the ship is just sitting there out on the Pacific Ocean just burning. There's aerial videos and everything like that. This is about 300 miles south of Alaska, one of the outlying islands of the Alaskan chain. So it's kind of partially the United States' business because it's somewhere off our coast. All right, European Central Bank decided to cut interest rates 25 basis points, or 0.25%, to offset the impact of tariffs as well as other issues going on with the economies out there, further leaving the United States Central Bank, or the Federal Reserve, as the only one not cutting, making it hard not to see that as just distinctly political. They were surely happy to cut interest rates again and again and again under the Biden administration, but when it comes to the Trump administration, they don't want to cut for any reason whatsoever. But the tariffs seem to be working. The U.S. trade deficit in April dropped by the most on record. This is the difference between our exports and our imports. They closed a lot. The gap in goods and services shrank 55.5% versus the prior month to $1.6 billion. It's the smallest trade deficit we've had since 2023. I mean, it's not, the battle isn't over, the war isn't over, but that's certainly moving in the right direction of us actually starting to import a little less and export a little more. Exports did go up, actually, so right after the Liberation Day, interestingly enough. People said that that would just hurt Americans. Well, it seems to not be hurting Americans too badly, and it seems to be helping raise taxes. So, hey, I'd rather pay an optional tax on something I choose to buy than to pay a tax on income that I need to make. We should be discouraging people spending lavish amounts of money on fancy foreign stuff. And we should be incentivizing, not decentivizing, people making money. Because what do people who make money do? They spend it. They either invest it or they spend it. I don't know. Investing helps the economy, and them spending it helps the economy too. So, I don't know. Trump has suspended entry of all international students studying at Harvard. So they're not issuing any new visas for anyone studying at Harvard. This has been going back and forth, and the Trump administration is smacking Harvard particularly. And people are like, well, why Harvard? Well, Harvard has been fighting the Trump administration. The Trump administration asked them for basic information on all of the documented people there, people who are from other countries, just basic information that is requested by immigration and such. And Harvard is the school that decided to not reply back. We're just not going to give that information. Well, if you're not going to give information on international students at your school, well, then you can't have international students at your school. And I think that most of us see that as fairly reasonable. If you're not going to take responsibility for them, well, then you shouldn't be able to get them in, right? The Trump administration did indeed follow through on the steel and aluminum tariffs being raised to 50%. That happened, except they did exclude the United Kingdom. So I believe that's part of one of the trade deals or something like that that's been hammered out. But the only exclusion there was to the United Kingdom, where there is no free speech. Yeah. Supreme Court blocked Mexico's $10 billion lawsuit alleging U.S. gun makers have fueled the cartel's violence. Basically, they're like, let's go after the American gun manufacturers because they've contributed to the cartels in Mexico, which is crazy. That's like somebody going after Toyota because, you know, ISIS was using the Hiluxes. Toyota Hilux is a renowned technical vehicle. You just mount a machine gun on the top of that and boom, you got a technical, right? Renowned way of fighting across Africa and North Africa and the Middle East. So should all these countries be suing Toyota because their Toyota Hiluxes are fueling the violence? That doesn't make sense, but neither does this lawsuit. P.A. Harris says no cottage cheese in western Wisconsin at the Aldi's or at the Walmart. I've been looking for cottage cheese for a few weeks now. Also short on plain yogurt. Yeah, we've been seeing that out there, is that the cottage cheese has been having issues. Fortunately, most people don't eat cottage cheese, so I haven't gotten too many reports on that. Sandra says, in my Walmart store in southeast Florida, we have lost 12 associates because they were undocumented due to expired or illegal government documents. have heard far too often from them, of course, under the Biden administration, as long as, that they were safe and that they were protected. Never told about expiration or told about needing to reapply for these programs. Walmart is now not playing around, and they do e-verify. Sad, as most worked overnight, good people and workers, but they were breaking the law. Yeah, I mean, on one hand, it's like e-verify is going after the ones that are actually working and actually, the people that are actually getting jobs and supporting their family by working, those are the kind of people we do want in the United States, So I don't know. I kind of almost hate to see them go after the people working and not going after the people not working. People taking benefits, those should be the first people deported. The people that are on welfare, Medicaid, taking Social Security benefits when they're not supposed to be in the United States in the first place, those people taking benefits, those people who show up at food banks, those should be the people that go home first. The people that are working hard and supporting their family, heck, I wouldn't be too opposed to them actually having a pathway to citizenship. Anyway, Julie says the owner of the egg farms in Maricopa County stated on the local news that over 6 million chickens were culled. They had one farm in another city and one in Colorado. So, yeah, we already talked about that yesterday, about it's going to take 2 years to get back online. Nick says, went to Walmart to get a roast chicken and some mac and potato salad. Was stunned to see empty shelves of chicken and salad. Couldn't believe my eyes. Now I believe in the food shortage. Well, make sure it's more than a couple of days, right? But, sometimes it's a couple trucks. Sometimes it's supplies. Sometimes it's somebody called off work or whatever. But AAAA says, food thing. New Owens breakfast sausage in the box. Do not buy. Got one over the weekend. It was bad. It tasted off to me like the meat was going rancid. My grandson took one small bite and wouldn't touch it again. He's young. The spectrum, and he's on the spectrum and only eats a few things well. Owens, in this role, is his preference. His mom called to complain and found out what was going on with this new product. Turns out it's not the same recipe of the rolls, and there have been loads of complaints filed. Apparently they had issues with that. They're sending some coupons for other Owens products, but please don't waste your money on the new pre-made patties in the box. You make a decision for yourselves, folks. Robin says, Oak City nurse, Raleigh, North Carolina, the Chiquita Banana Company in Panama has fired over 5,000 workers in response to the worker strikes last month. Some administrative staff have also left the country. No agreement could be reached. Prices for bananas may skyrocket. So be aware of that. If you like your bananas, you might want to grab a few extra of that. That is news I'm not hearing anywhere else except right here because of the Watchmen community. Kim says, California, my bank, Citi, stole funds from me this month. Their excuse, my phone number could not be verified. Still waiting, but I do not expect to see those funds again. Some complaints out there about Citi. I'm hearing from a number of people. Learning and Functioning says, I just saw on my local news here in upstate New York, they're trying to pass a bill to limit dairy cows and limit how many dairy farms there are here in upstate New York. Not good. New York is trying to say that's because they're affecting our water supply. I don't think so. It's probably the cow fart thing again, just like it did in Netherlands and elsewhere. Upstate New York dairy farmers are mostly family run and have been in their family for generations. I know a dairy farmer that has had his farm handed down to him and is teaching his son. Please continue to stock up. Rough times are really ahead of us. Yeah, I mean, the war on food is real. They don't want you eating real food. They want you eating fake food and manufactured food and food laced with chemicals and medications. Shirley says, ordered a garage door from Home Depot in northern Arizona on March 2nd. Have checked repeatedly to see where it was. The first order got totally lost. The second order is finally ready for pickup tomorrow, June 5th. It took 3 months to get it. Thankfully, it was for an outbuilding and not our home. Ugh. Hans says, today I ordered as usual for lunch, and to my surprise, they now serve salad in a container that's about half the size that it was before. Needless to say, it did not fill up my belly as usual, and now I'm still hungry. Very disappointed. Same prices, smaller servings. Shrinkflation, even at restaurants. That's a dirty trick to do, especially on somebody's work break. Mona says, we have an 82-cent price spread on unleaded gas here in West Phoenix Metro, within 10-mile radius. So some places up 82 cents higher than other places. Watch your prices and good luck, folks. There's a site out there, and I think it's an app as well. It's called Gas Buddy. If you're new to an area or if you're traveling, you're like, I don't know where the cheapest place to get gas is, you can use Gas Buddy. Even on Google Maps, it often times lists the price for gas stations for their gas. So yeah, just be shopping around even for gasoline, right? Jenica says, if you need food storage buckets, you can ask most delis and they will give them to you, or they may charge you a small fee for them. I was able to get a few for free. They were buckets that stored their pickles, so I had to deodorize them to get the smell out, but they work great and came with the lids. Half my buckets are pickle buckets because that works too. I figure, you know, as long as the rice is in the Mylar, it should be all right. Nana says from Arizona, another way is to use canned chicken. Beat 1 or 2 eggs, depending on how big your can is. Add breadcrumbs, some grated Parmesan, you know, like the green canned stuff. When the egg has been absorbed by the crumbs, drain the canned chicken, save the juice for later. Add what seasoning you like to the mix along with the chicken mix chicken as well. Shape into patties, dredge in more crumbs and the Parmesan mix. You can fry right away, but these patties also do well if they, especially well, if they have a few hours in the fridge to firm up. Put the saved juice in a container and freeze. A simple soup can be made from the chicken bouillon and water added to save the juice to enrich the soup. Other juices like vegetable juices. Now beat 1 egg and pour into the broth, and you now have egg drop soup for the chicken broth soup there. All right, friends, there you have it. If you have some updates that you'd like to share, make sure you use the word update in your comment. I'm on my way back home, back to the States, so I will be heading back and be getting there sooner than you know it. All right, friends, thanks so much for your support and being part of the Watchmen community. We'll get this out to you right away on schedule for you, and keep on rocking forward. If you want to get some more information from Genesis Gold about what you can do with your retirement account, there's a link right there on the screen. Just tap it, fill out your information. They'll get in contact with you. If you want to check out another video from the channel, there's one right up there. I'll see you over there, or I'll see you guys later. Steve Poplar of the Poplar Report out.